Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Charity First Handicapping Challenge. And we are very excited here at Santa Anita. Pretty soon, it's been announced, looks like April 2nd, we're going to be letting fans into the track. You just go to santanita.com/open to keep updated on what's the, we're not sure what the prices are just yet. We're not sure, how many people are going to be allowed in. It's all in the works right now, but it is been announced that the target date is April 2nd to let fans back into Santa Anita. Pretty excited about that, Chappie.
Yeah, we should know all the final details sometime next week. You and I have been back for a while, but it's not the same with all the folks here. Andrew can attest to that as well. So can't wait. Santa Anita Derby should be terrific, and we're ready for the fans to be back. And it's March Madness, baby. Let's rock and roll.
We already had some big upsets yesterday in March Madness, and it was pretty exciting. Also, a note, post time is now 1 o'clock because of daylight savings time. Post time will be 1 o'clock every day unless it's a special day, Kentucky Derby Day and so forth. So we'll keep you updated on that. But as it stands right now, 1 o'clock is first post time here at the Great Race Place. And we got great guests today. I love them. I love them both. I wish them both the best of luck. Let me talk a little bit about my guest, if you don't mind, Chappie. Anise is wonderful. She was just recently hired as the Equine Education Coordinator for KEEP, which is the Kentucky Equine Education Project. So pretty excited, I'm sure she is, about that. Anything that helps educate people about equines and horse racing, oh, man, we love it. We're all for it. She graduated from the Gold Dolphin Flying Start program. That's a hard program to get in. Highly touted. Everybody speaks well about that. So being able to graduate from that is pretty exciting. Together for Racing International. She's also on a bilingual show called La Trifecta. And she's worked with a couple of people who've been on this show, Darwin Vizcaya, and of course, Claudia, the bubbly Claudia Spadaro. She works with them as well. You know what's really cool, I think? She grew up in Fargo, just like the movie and all that. She's from Fargo, eh? Fantastic. Welcome to the show. Anise, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, George. Wow, that was such a nice introduction. Jeez. I had to go back and watch Claudia's episode to, just so I was kind of clued in on what to expect on everything. And I don't know that I'm quite as good at dancing as she is. She's definitely like a picks giving, like talks with her hands a lot, and is just absolutely amazing. So I'm very proud to be part of that team. And
tell us about KEEP. Tell us about what you're doing for KEEP.
Yeah, so I'm an equine education coordinator for the Kentucky Equine Education Project. And so really my role is to be an ambassador for equine education in the state of Kentucky. So to learn what are all of the different educational opportunities that we can offer to different levels of people, how can I engage with emerging populations to bring them into the industry and hopefully bring them into the workforce. And then a component to that is I run Amplify Horse Racing, which is a nonprofit to educate youth and young adults about professions in the thoroughbred industry. So it's very multifaceted, but I'm all about education and promoting the industry.
Well, it's easy to promote this industry, Chappie, when we got young, exciting trainers like your guest today. Tell me about your guest.
I want a good intro, Chappie.
I don't know what to say. George, he's got this whole intro, and
come on.
It's my man, Andrew Lerner. He's one of the young guns here in Southern California.
Yes, he is.
And like we were just talking about, we need young blood in this business, and you two are two of the people to grow it. And Andrew, big Brett Favre fan, as you can see behind him. But he's the man. Andrew, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm excited to be on again, even though I lost last time very narrowly. But I'm back to take another run at it.
George, Andrew is very competitive. He like Michelle, you and a few others on here. He was very into it the last time and very upset. And he's been saying, "When am I getting back on? When am I getting back on?" So as much as I love your guest, it's all about my man Andrew today. We got to win today, right, brother?
You got to do it today.
Let's give him the taste of defeat one more time, Anise. Okay? You're on Team George, baby.
I'm not a handicapper by profession, but I'm feeling pretty strong today.
All right, Anise.
It's going to be even more embarrassing when I lose.
All right, briefly, you guys that are watching, we want you to know that each of our handicappers are going to start out with $300 in mythical money. They're going to get 3 bets: a $100 win bet, $100 exacta bet, either straight, box, or part wheel, and a $100 daily double bet, either straight or two $50 daily doubles, part wheel. If they turn their $300 into more than $1,000, we're going to give our great charity Karma an extra $500 on top of the money we've already accumulated up to date. So they're going to be trying to turn that back roll into some real money. And Karma, just a great organization that takes care of these wonderful equine athletes once they retire. And Anise, we're gonna try to retire Lerner from this contest once again here. So Anise, you got a $100 win bet. Where are you going with your $100 win bet and why?
Okay, I'm going to race 4 to the 4-horse Thrive. Flavian Pratt factors into a lot of my picks for the day, so I need him to have another day like he had last Friday. So fingers crossed. So Thrive, trained by Michael McCarthy and ridden by Flavian Pratt. I think that he raced really well last time. It was tough to pick between him or Crash Corrigan, but I'm gonna go for it.
Well, Whitey is, as we call him over here in SoCal, one of the fine trainers, and he certainly seems to have Thrive ready. It seems like that extra half furlong is going to do nothing but help Thrive. Been working well, gets blinkers on, gets Anise's pick. I love Thrive. We're going to thrive today. Anise, we're going to thrive.
Heck yeah.
All right, Taffy.
All right, so Andrew, they're taking a little chalk here early. That's fine. We know Thrive's going to go off at about 6-5, and I think that horse obviously has a big shot. Where are we going with our $100 win bet and why?
So we're going to go to race 6. I like this horse, Zorich. I think it's trained by a very, very good trainer. He's hitting at 26% on the year. So it's my horse in that race. The horse is training really well. We're stretching it back out. It came home pretty quick in the last race. It just kind of didn't have any trouble, but just couldn't really get there. The front runners just kind of got away from us, but he made a pretty good move that day. So I want to stretch him out. He's run well at a mile before. On opening day, he ran with Pratt on him, and I just think we moved a little bit too early. So I think you can put a line through that one. So I think now we had 2 sprints in a row, stretching him out. I think he's going to run a big race today.
Yeah, like you said, caught very wide, flew home late. Tell us a little bit about the Aladam Racing Group there that owns that horse.
Great guys. Vito out of Las Vegas. He started with another trainer, but came to me. We just had a couple horses, and then he said, "You know what? I want to do the syndicate." And I've always wanted to do it. So he's done a great job of just getting a group of good owners. A lot of them were with me in that Del Mar Summer Racing Club, which you're very familiar with. So they kind of all went with him, and he just gets and claims good horses and puts good people together, and everyone has fun. So they'll be out today and rooting Zorich home.
So Zorich, George, go ahead, George.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're going with a trainer who's very familiar with the horse. It's my man Lerner. So
what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Hey,
Zorich on the stretch out, baby.
Anise, let me just tell you something. Vito, part of a syndicate, that seems like a perfect combination. Hey, Vito with the syndicate. Forget about it, And you're from Fargo. Yeah, I grew up in New York City, so it's kind of a little different. Over there in Fargo, they go, where you going? Eh? And in New York, they go, hey, where you going? So
I don't know if we say quite as much as like, oh yeah, I cooked a great hot dish last night for supper, don't you know?
You betcha. You betcha.
You betcha.
Oh yeah, you betcha.
With the little one. I love that movie. Hey, all right. So Vito and the Syndicate, forget about it. That's a pretty good pick, Zorich. Now you got $100 exacta. Which race are you going to? Lead us into the winner's circle with the exacta.
Okay, I'm gonna go to race 7, and I have United on top, the 3, and Acclimate. So I'm hoping that United comes back well. I know that he's been off for a while, and then I have Acclimate, trained by Phil D'Amato and ridden by Tyler Bays. I just wanted something. It was a tough race, but I wanted something with a slightly longer price to come in second. So there we go.
All right. Obviously, United, who looked so good in the Breeders' Cup, just missing by a head at like 50-1. It was a pretty exciting. Came back and showed that it wasn't a fluke. Obviously, doing great off the layoff. Certainly, Mandela can get him ready. And Acclimate always goes to the lead, always hangs on for a piece. So, excellent exacta. If we hit that exacta, we're going to be in really good shape. Chappie?
All right, Lerner, let's go, buddy. Where are we going with our exacta and why?
Well, we're going to try to play spoilers to their exacta. We're going to be Oral Roberts in the San Luis Rey, and Multiplier is going to mess up your exacta. So I'll be rooting even harder for Multiplier to hit the board in that race. We're going to go to race 3 for our exacta. I like Armor Plate with Miller and Pratt. I know he's been camera shy for the last couple years, but I think he's going to sit a good trip. I think Hard Count already now he has a race over the Santa Anita surface. I really do think he ran well last time. It's kind of a race that's void of speed. So I think Rispoli's going to really put him not on the lead right there. And I think Armor Plate's going to come and rally. So we have a $50 exact box, 1-3, and you have Pratt and Rispoli, 2 of the best turf riders here. So I think we got a good shot of bringing that one home.
All right, Georgie, not a lot of speed in there. Rispoli and Pratt, the 2 of the best of the land. 1-3 exacta box. We'll take it. We'll have a big lead going into the double.
Yeah, those 2 jockeys are stellar. Before we get to your daily double, Anise, tell us about, because I've heard so many good things about the Gold Dolphin Flying Start program. What was it like to be a part of that program?
It was a huge goal for me growing up, because when you're exposed to racing at a track like the North Dakota Horse Park, that was the first track that I started going to, it can seem like, just the chance of a lifetime to do something like Godolphin Flying Start. And that was actually, I first heard about the program when I was at the horse park. And it was always a goal for me to work towards applying for it and getting in. So it was a massive honor to be the first, North Dakotan ever on the course. And, the opportunities that you have along the way to meet people, to see the world, to see some of the best horses in several different countries were just, you can't take any part of it for granted the whole time. You have to wake up every day and feel really thankful for the opportunity that you have. And it was absolutely exceptional. I think I really enjoyed the US phase and the Australian phase the most. So I had the chance to spend some time with trainer Chris Waller while I was there, and anybody who's interested in applying, feel free to reach out or contact me, because I'd be happy to talk to you more about it.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal program. You get to travel the world. Really, it's you really learn so much about horse racing. Everybody who's talked about it's just raves about it. So it was really cool that you were be able to be a part of that. In Australia, they love their horse racing over there. I mean, the whole country stops racing when they have their big, right? I mean, everybody closes the entire country.
You go into a bar or you get into a taxi and your taxi driver owns a piece of a horse. The person next to you is watching racing on their phone as you're sitting in the bar, and everybody is just, it's so embraced by the whole culture that everybody knows racing. So it was incredible.
Let's embrace our daily double so we can put the screws to Andrew Lerner and Chappie. Where are you going with your daily double?
Okay, well, I've been working my way through the race card, so now I'm going to focus on races 8 and 9. So I have the 6 Curry, ridden by Jessica Pfeiffer in the race 8. And then I'm going for the 5 horse, No Foolery here, trained by Richard Baltus and ridden by Pratt again. So he's featured very heavily in my picks for the day.
I get a feeling that daily double, it might come down to that daily double. It could be, you win it, you win. If you don't win it, you're going to lose. So it's going to be exciting all the way through the card. We got action in just about every race so far. So the 8th, where there is a scratch, number 2, but that horse was he was 50-1 anyway, so he wasn't going to factor too much anyway. That horse is not going to factor. I don't think Andrew Lerner is going to factor today. I think we're going to crush Chappie. What do you? It's to you, baby.
Andrew, before we touch on the double, you talked about this a little bit, but how did you get into racing? You kind of put your money where your mouth was and went a little bit of different direction. Tell us a little bit how you got into the training end of things.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up with horse racing in my life, like, you know, probably all of you guys, and went to the track with my grandpa and my dad, and just something I always loved, and kind of went through it and getting involved kind of in the ownership aspect. So just kind of took some pieces of some horses and really loved it. Then when I was able to buy full, you know, the entire horses or bigger portions of a horse, I just kind of was back there all the time. And it was just something I loved so much. I wanted to do it. So, you know, it took a long time. I worked under Pender for a little bit and worked with him and his assistants and things like that. Then I learned how to ride, and then I learned, you know, then I took my tests. That took 7 months, and, you know, originally just kind of wanted a small string of 3 or 4 horses that I owned and trained myself, and it just kind of escalated where we got to the point where we had about 50 in the barn. So, you know, we got there a lot quicker than we wanted to. But I just have such a good team, and it's not a surprise we got there just because I've surrounded myself with a lot of really good people who've really helped me out. So, it's been a lot of fun. I feel really fortunate, and, you know, it's a great sport. We love it. And when it's in your blood, it's in your blood.
And so, speaking of surrounding yourself with a good team, you just got married recently. Congratulations.
I did. I just got married. I'm wearing this thing, which still feels a little weird. And I forget it at home every other day, which gets me in a little bit of trouble. But it's been fun. She's someone I went to high school with. We never dated in high school, but we reconnected later in life and dated for about 6 years. And then I pulled the trigger finally.
Nice. Well, congratulations. And I congratulate you again at the end of the day after we win this. So where we go with our double?
Absolutely. So I'm going to take a play out of Anissa's playbook, and I'm going to start our first half of the double with Thrive. I think that horse is going to be really hard to beat. You know, McCarthy doesn't always have him crank first out, and that horse ran really, really well with a poor start at the break and really made up a lot of ground. So I think he's going to be really tough to beat in that race. And then so we'll use that for the first half of the double, and then we'll go to this starter allowance, this Tin Man series, which is, I mean, this thing came up really, really, really tough. A lot of these horses could have had looks in the San Luis Rey, but opted to go in here. But I'm going to go with Red King. I mean, that horse was doing really well, was on the right path. You know, they gave it some time off. D'Amato's red hot right now on the turf. You get Rispoli. So I think it's a tough race, but I think that double will pay well, even with Thrive in the front half. So that's kind of my thought process behind it.
Yeah, you guys both touched on Thrive. I mean, ran a bang-up race first time out. Went off as the favorite. And like you said, Michael McCarthy rarely wins first time out unless it's all horse. He basically gives him one. And Red King, D'Amato, the guy's on fire, especially on the turf. And this horse is coming out of graded stakes, and it's has 5 of his wins horse for course right at Santa Anita. So I love our double, Georgie. I love our chances today. I love Anise, but
come on.
Come on.
I love our guest. I mean, I'm kidding when I you know, it's just a competitive nature here. Anise, we got to win. But I have the utmost respect for Andrew Lerner, one of the finest trainers on the track. He's winning at over 25%. He's just exceptional. And, you know, he touched on the 5th race being part of the Tin Man series. And, you know, there's that famous line, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. And Andrew Lerner has this business in his blood. It's in him. And, man, he just shows it. He's got a great team. He's got you can always bet his charges with confidence. He just does a stellar job, and just a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thanks, George, and thanks, Anise, for not including any of my horses in your tickets.
Chappie, we got a tiebreaker coming up, right?
Yeah, we do. We actually already did the Rochambeau because every time we did that live, it took 20 minutes. So
20 minutes.
We're going to race 1, are we not?
Race 1. And I think Andrew got the first pick, right?
Yeah, Andrew, it's head-to-head here just in case we're in a tie. So who is your pick in race 1?
Okay, my pick in race 1, if we're going head-to-head, is going to be, how would you pronounce it, Lalick? Sadler and Pratt. Lalick.
Okay. So we're going Lalick, the 3-horse, Georgie Pratt for Sadler. We stole your Pratt thunder there, Anise.
That's okay because I wasn't going for him in this race. So thank you very much.
Woo. Anise.
I'm going to go for the 1-horse, Sweet Sunny.
Sweet Sunny for Anise. Anise, before we wrap this up, we got some time here. Tell us about where and what time and all the details of La Trifecta that you come out on. It's a wonderful show. It's bilingual. You were a minor. Your minor was in Spanish over there in North Dakota. So you got a little Spanish going too.
Yep. So usually we would have the show every other week, Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We had it last week. We're actually going to have it again this upcoming week before Florida Derby. And then we're going to have it next week as well. So we've got 3 consecutive weeks of La Trifecta that's streamed live over America's Best Racing's channels. And actually, it kind of used to be bilingual, and now it's más español que inglés. We just thought that I should be, throwing out some more Spanish, practicing a little bit more, and it's been an absolute blast.
It's funny because when she talks in English, she talks like that. She started speaking Spanish and her neck started going like this. And
Claudia speaks Spanish. You get a little dance on. I start speaking Spanish. There's a little bit of dance on. So
you're right. She did do that. Yeah. Hey, Andrew, real quick, if people want to get involved with the team learner, what's the best way to get a hold of someone as far as getting into ownership with yourself?
Have them reach out to me, learnerracing@gmail, or they can find me on Twitter, and I believe Andrew_learner.
Okay, great. We highly recommend it.
Or ask Chappie, and Chappie will give him my information.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
absolutely. And anyway, thank you both so much. It was so nice to have you both on the show. Chappie, any last words before we say goodbye?
No, it was great. Anise, it was great meeting you. And Learner, you're always the best, buddy. So we had a great time. We really appreciate it.
It's always fun. I appreciate it, guys.
Oh, yeah. Thank you all very much. Chappie, great to meet you. Andrew, great to meet you, too.
You too. Good luck today. You're going to need it.
I love
it. I like it.
All right, first post today is 1 p.m. here at the Great Race Place. And April 2nd is our target date to start opening up to the general public. I can't wait. Go to santanita.com/open. Get on the mailing list, and we're going to give you shout outs as to more details, about how you have to buy your tickets and so forth. Can't wait to have the fans back here. Thank you both. Everybody have a great day.